Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 50 Shades of Over 50. And I have an amazing guest today. She's one of my mentors, and her name is Brooke Castillo. Welcome.
Yay, thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is
Thank
fun.
you. Yes. So the first question I ask all my guests is, how old are they? So how old are you?
I'm 50.
Yay!
Let's go.
That's it. So tell me, for you, one of the first questions I really want to ask you is, for you, as you were getting into this 50 range, like in your late 40s, did you notice a shift, or it was like, okay, I'm okay with this? Like, what happened to you?
Well, I noticed a huge shift in me in every single way. I actually feel like I feel like I've had a complete life and now I'm starting a brand new life. And I really am in so many ways, right? Because I got a divorce.
Mhm.
My kids went away to
Yes.
college and I had a complete reinvention physically and mentally and lifestyle wise. So
Wow.
I feel like my life is just keeps getting better.
Yes. So you mentioned divorce, you mentioned the kids, and those are some of the main things that happen as we age.
Yeah.
Now, for you though, what about menopause? How was that for you?
I haven't had menopause yet.
Really?
I haven't. I'm like bleeding as we speak. I really am. I'm like, can we be done with this? I have had no symptoms of it. I'm having periods. I'm like, come on, people. Shouldn't we be done
Wow.
with it?
Okay. So, and they do say that typically, not in all cases, but like 80% of the experiences you have are typical to what your mother went through. So do you know if that was her situation, or did you have a conversation with her about that?
She didn't have any negative symptoms either, but I didn't believe her because this is actually really interesting. So my mom had great pregnancies and I had awful pregnancies. I had like so much morning sickness, so much discomfort, like for 9 full months, my pregnancies, like there was nothing lovely about it.
Ooh.
And so I thought for sure, she's like, oh, menopause was a breeze. And so I was like, no, for sure it's going to get me, but it hasn't. But I don't think I've gone through it yet. I think I'm
no. If you have your period, you haven't gone. No, right. For sure.
So I don't think I've gone through it yet because I'm having my period right now. So that's probably more than anyone needed to know, but that's what
but I think it's good information though, because I also have a friend who's the same age with me, and she had her periods up until 53, which I found kind of interesting because mine stopped in my early 40s.
Oh, we lucky.
Yeah, I think it's lucky, but see, some women miss it. I don't miss it. I'm like, I'm good.
Oh, interesting. I don't think I'll miss it.
You know.
But I'll tell you this, like, this has been really interesting. Like, I was just talking to another friend of mine too. I feel like there's this thing that's happening with me physically where it's ironic, but I feel younger physically than I have felt in like 20 years.
Why do you think that is though?
I feel more energetic. I feel way more sexual. I feel way more like passionate, and I don't know, like I have like aches and pains that I didn't have before, but like so for me to think about like that childbearing years are over, thank goodness, like there's no part about me that wants that, but it's also like it's kind of a mind shift to like figure out like, why do I feel so good physically, much younger, and I feel like I look better, like it's so fascinating to me.
A lot of women have said that too, but for you, what do you think is the main reason for that?
I think for me, it's when I was raising kids and building my business, the focus was really external, right? And once my kids were gone, I kind of came back to myself and started like, and then I was like, I got a divorce. So I was like thinking about dating. It's just a complete mind shift. And just really kind of focusing the energy back on myself and what I really wanted in terms of, my self-image really kind of changed. Like, how do I want to see myself? So I think that was a shift for me.
And I think a lot of women say that too. It's like, now they're like, okay, now I want to focus on me. Like, what can I do? Like, what are some of the things I want to do that I haven't been doing? So are there any things that you haven't been doing that you're now doing? Because some women are like, they go like 360, like they just do.
Well, I mean, dating and sex is like a huge piece for me that I didn't have before, and dating lots of different people and getting to know lots of different people. It's like a completely different lifestyle.
That must be so exciting.
Right? It's like dating lots of different men from lots of different walks of life and going out on different dates and stuff. It's just, it's a lifestyle change.
Of course.
With one person. so that's a huge change. And for the past couple of years, it's been really fun. Now it's getting kind of old for me. So I'm kind of like, okay, now I want to have a relationship, but again, I kind of want to settle back down. I want to travel. I want to have somebody that I can travel with, a partner that I can travel with. So that was really fun. I just did whatever I wanted. I didn't make any rules for myself. I just had a really great time. And
so when you say you didn't have any rules, you said you didn't have any rules. Did you have rules for yourself when you were younger? You think?
I think so. Like sexual rules for sure. Like, you shouldn't have sex with people unless you've been with them for a long time. Like
Right.
I threw all that out the window. I was just like, let's have a great time, everyone. Everyone, come on in. And so like for me, I think the other thing that's like I just feel so amazing. This is so ironic. Like my body is obviously much older.
Of course.
Right?
We all
my body is definitely not as quote unquote good looking as it was when I was younger, but I feel so much better in it. I'm so much more free with it and so much more comfortable with it. So I think that's the sexual part for me has been truly a revelation. Just to be in my own body and to be enjoying the pleasure in my own body has been really, and like exploring my own sexuality, I think has been a huge part of this kind of midlife reinvention for me.
Oh, I love that. So tell us, I forgot to mention this. I was going to say this earlier. So tell us a little bit about what you do, because most of the people listening to this are probably new. They're like, who is this person? We don't know who she is. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I run a life coach school, and I've been a life coach for years, 20 something years. And, but I built a school. The more I did life coaching, people really liked the techniques that I used in life coaching. So a lot of them wanted to become life coaches and use those techniques in their own companies. And so I decided to start a company to help train life coaches. And that was, 17 years ago. And since then, my business has grown, exponentially. And that's kind of another piece of it for me, is the amount of financial freedom that I have now. When I'm older, the number of options that I have for my life. And like, think about it. So financially, I'm pretty free. I can do what I want financially.
And give them numbers, because some of these people don't have no idea who you are.
So my business will do 50 million this year. So I have, financial freedom to do what I want to do. And my kids are gone, which, when you've been raising kids for 20 years, all of a sudden you're like, what? I can do whatever I want. Right. I don't have a partner to consider like what their opinion is. And, I have time and energy and health. And so I think there's a lot of women my age that are like, what are we supposed to do with all this deliciousness? It's kind of overwhelming. It's like, oh my gosh, what should I do? And so the career part is amazing too. I'm very invested in my career. I love working. I love serving my clients and making money and figuring out marketing. I love all of that. But also I'm less kind of tied to it and less hustly about it, right? I'm much more at peace around it.
Because you've set it up in such a way where you don't have to kind of be like in it like that, where you're grinding constantly. So,
exactly.
And I think that makes a big difference. So for you, what are some of the things that you want to do? Because I like to ask women like, okay, you're at this age now, like, are there a few things that you're like, I really want to do this now? Like something like extraordinary.
I definitely want to travel. So I had like, when I got divorced and I was going to be single, I'm like, I'd never had a one night stand. I'm like, I want to have a one night stand. I want to have a love affair. That doesn't mean anyone's married, right? It just, neither one of us were married. I had this amazing 9-month love affair that was extraordinary. But now I want to travel and have like a foreign love affair.
Nice.
I'm trying right now to find a home, like a huge baller home with like 10 bedrooms. So I can have all my friends and all my family and clients, if I want, come and stay. So I'm searching for that. I want to go on trips where I can hike. I know hiking.
You love hiking.
I want to go on adventures where I can hike. And I am newly obsessed with pickleball. So I'm very excited.
Oh, you just do it.
Pickleball is like tennis, but like on a ping pong court, right? And my girlfriend Tanya, my best friend friend Tanya, is totally obsessed with it too. So we might want to join a pickleball league and like do some stuff like that. So that's kind of what's on. And I want to fall in love. I want to find a partner and fall in love and have a like amazing relationship with a man and travel with him. And I'm hoping that he has his own business too. So there's like that freedom to do that.
Yeah. I love the fact that you're not limiting yourself, because unfortunately, a lot of women get to this age and think, well, I'm older now. That's not going to happen. But the way you just talked about falling in love, I mean, you're like, that's possible for me. And that's what I want. So I'm going to be open to
for
it.
sure. For sure. It's possible for me. But I will tell you too, I have a lot of single girlfriends that are younger than me, that in their 30s and 40s, and they're much more, I think, picky and limiting in who they're willing to date. And I just have come into this place in my life where I'm just like, I just love the people. I want to like go out, and I have met some amazing men, and some of the men I would never date, and there's no spark there, but I've had a great time with them. And so I feel like I just have a very adventurous spirit right now, which is, and I'm so confident. I'm just like,
yeah, I think that plays a role. That's important too. When you're confident, you're open to new experiences.
Yeah.
So tell me, if you were to classify your top 3 accomplishments, what would those be for you?
Raising my beautiful boys.
Oh,
I feel like that's such an incredible accomplishment. I'm still in awe of how amazing they both are. And I don't think I was a great parent on purpose. I think I was a great parent by accident. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the business that I've built for myself, the life coach school that makes $50 million a year that I hope to take to 100 million. But I will say one of the most accomplishments that I'm most proud of is my mental health and the love that I have for myself. All through my 20s, I just hated myself so much, and I had such compulsive, toxic tendencies because of trauma in my childhood. And I would say that the work that I did through coaching to get to the other side of that is probably my most significant accomplishment that I'm most proud of, because when you're in that space, like I felt like I was never going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm literally completely free of it. It just feels like heaven. Like that for me is the most important.
Yeah. I just want to say, when you talked about your boys, all I could remember were the stories you would share when they were playing soccer.
Oh yeah.
Because I was a soccer mom, so I could relate to all those stories.
Yeah.
I have 2 boys. I could relate to all those stories. Yes. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of felt a little sad when the older one switched to golf. I'm like, he always played soccer. But
I did too.
I understand.
I still feel that way watching golf. Like, we're watching the World Cup right now, and I'm like, come on, dude. This is so much more exciting to watch than golf. Yeah, I agree.
But I think you also need to add a 4th accomplishment: the number of lives that you've changed in this world. Like, seriously, through the life coach school. Like, I would never have met you if it weren't for the life coach school.
Right.
Right. I mean, you have.
So I think I included that like in my life coach school accomplishment.
Like that. Listen, for the people listening, that is huge. Like, she has changed people's lives, and they have gone on to change other people's lives. It's like a domino effect.
Yes.
And that to me is like, that's like huge.
Yeah.
So what is something that you are consistently doing now that you're proud of?
I work out, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that, because I really don't enjoy it, but I enjoy the result. I do not enjoy lifting those weights at all.
I feel the same. We actually made a post the other day. Someone made the assumption. She's like, well, you can do it because you like it. I'm like, oh no, you're mistaken. I do not like working out. I like the benefits of it, but I don't like doing it.
Right. Some people like going
to
the gym
do that. Some people do. Some people do. I'm not that person.
I drag myself there, and I like the result, and I feel healthy, and I do it consistently. But I love walking. I go out and walk every single day, and that I love, and that is very healthy for me. So I got one I love and one I don't. They both benefit me.
Exactly. They're both, when you add the 2 together, they kind of all work out. And I think it's important for people to hear this though, because I think people always think you do things that you love. Some of the things that we do benefit us. We don't actually have to like it.
Yeah.
Because we know the benefit.
The result. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. I love the results. I just don't like the act of doing it at that particular time.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. So I get that. And so a question I have for you is, for people listening, because I speak with women, and one of the struggles that they have is trying to embrace aging.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a world where it's all about the youth. It's more or less a youth obsessed world that we live in.
Yeah.
And, women are struggling with how they fit in, whether it's our bodies are changing. Menopause for some is like a nightmare.
Mm.
If they have relationships are changing, kids are getting older. What advice or something you could share with them that can kind of help them as they go through this change?
So I think to the first point, I think our youth obsessed culture, I think that's real. And I think that is a struggle for sure. Like I struggle with it too. I think being able to watch yourself age and to feel graceful about that is a challenge, and is especially in, like, for me, like in a dating situation, right? To look at myself and be like, you're older than you used to be. Your face doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
You have more wrinkles, right? And even though I feel like in many ways I look better, I also do look older, right? I am older. And so for me, I think I have this thing where it's like I'll say to myself, I want to want something. And one of the things that I'm wanting to want right now is to embrace that and celebrate looking older as part of my life. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean giving up and I don't care what I look like anymore. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about, can I say, this is what 50 looks like on me? It may not look the same way on Jennifer Lopez. It may not look the same as it does on Quavi, right? But this is what 50 looks like on me. And can I embrace that and be in that space of this is what that is, instead of the judgment that something has gone wrong, because nothing's gone wrong. We're
Nothing has.
supposed to get older. We're supposed
That's
to
the
get
thing.
wrinkles.
Yeah, our bodies are going to change. That's just how it is.
Yes.
That's the reality of it. And so I love how you say, like, finding ways to embrace it. Like,
Yeah.
And, I say we all age differently. Like the comparison is like, you can do it all day, but does it benefit you?
And I think it's okay to let it be hard. I think that getting older can be hard when you're in a youth obsessed culture, and letting that be hard and letting yourself kind of, like, I don't know, grieve our youth a little bit. But what does it mean to embrace our, wisdom? And what does it mean to embrace this sense of, like, confidence that I have? Because eventually, we're all either going to look crazy from plastic surgery or we're going to look old. Like, these are our choices. Maybe it'll get better, but like eventually.
True.
And I think, what if that is part of our evolution? What if that's part of our process to really embrace who we are, like on the most important, deepest level? So I do think it's challenging. And I think, like, there's so much more of a focus on youth that as we're going through this, it can feel very isolating, I think. And so talking about it, I think what we're doing right now is really important.
Yeah, I think it's important because I hear it it's just constant, that talk about it. And, and some women are really having a difficult time with it.
Yeah.
It's
for
like,
sure.
So thank you. Those words I'm sure will help some women, because that's the reason why I created this show. I really want women to know that we're all dealing with this differently. And by listening to my show like this, someone else can be inspired and say, well, what she said, I can go ahead and do that. That will help me. And that's the goal. Yeah.
And I think too, I think giving yourself permission to really, like, want what you want and be who you are, I think is one of the gifts of getting older. And giving yourself permission. One of the things I was talking about with that friend was, like, a lot of times I think we've set up our lives in our youth to be a certain way. And we feel like, oh, this is our life, as if we just have this one opportunity. And what I felt like, the way that I like to think about it is that I'm going to live to be 100-ish. And so I'm about halfway through. And so that whole life before now can be, so many parts of that can be complete. There's no failure there. Like, I don't see my divorce as a failure. I don't see my kids going away to college as, my life is over. I just, that part of my life is complete. And now I have new opportunities. And will I give myself permission to want what I want? And if it's not what I've spent my whole life building, can that be okay? Whether it's a marriage or a career or friendships or anything. And so that's one of the, I think, blessings is, like, I could really be whatever I want right now. I could go live in a cabin in the woods by myself and never wear makeup. Right.
True. Yeah. Just
right. Or I could become a a model and, do something completely different, like the opposite of that.
But see, that's it. And I love that idea of thinking that why limit yourself? Like you can be anything you want to be in this age. Yes. I think it's actually more exciting when you do things that people don't expect. Like it's out of the norm. Like, why not? Go ahead and do it. Yes. You want to go snowboarding? Okay, go ahead and do it. You want to do this other thing that people don't expect you to do? Yeah. Why, like you said, you want to go become a, supermodel? Go ahead, go try it out. Do it. Why not? Like what? Yeah. Like why not? So
I just posted on Instagram this post that says, if someone's going to be unhappy about your life, it shouldn't be you. And I think a lot of people at our age, they have people around them that have come accustomed to who you are and how you are and what you do. And because the human brain doesn't like change, it freaks us out. They don't want you to change. And so a lot of us remain unhappy so other people around us can remain happy. Like in marriages, they don't want to be in friendships, they don't want to be in jobs, they don't want to be in. They want to try and keep the people around them happy. And so for me, I really feel strongly about like, it's important for me to be happy because when I'm happy, I can give the most of myself to the world.
Yeah. And when you're not going to be the unhappy one for sure.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Why?
And when people say to me, they're like, I think I might be too old to do this. Like I hear it all the time. These are people in like their 50s or 60s. I'm too old to become a life coach. I'm too old to do this. Like, I think that is one of the most, that's an atrocity. I think that we should be thinking about it. I'm finally old enough to do whatever the heck I want.
I know. I met a woman the other day. She's 91. She just started a business.
Love it.
That excites me to no end.
Me
like,
too.
Why not?
Me too. I'm like, what else could we do? I just learned how to play pickleball. This is so fun. Yeah. I'm dating on Bumble.
Exactly.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm hoping you all got something out of this. I want to thank you so much for Brooke for joining me.
This was fun.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing all of you next week. All right. Take care, everyone. All right. Bye. Thank you so much for watching an episode of 50 Shades of Over 50. I invite you to join our online community called Flourish, a community created exclusively for women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. A place where you'll get to pursue your passion and live your purpose with other like-minded women. If you're not sure what your purpose or passion is, not to worry. I share tools to help you with that. Flourish is the best place to learn, grow, and have fun if you're in your 50s and beyond. Go to www.kwabi.tv/flourish to learn more.